Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the Masters of the Universe Fall 2023 catalog, the 30 plus items that they dropped on us. Most of it was pre-orderable, the $800 worth of pre-orders that most people had to put in, but we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to also talk about the Origins, Masterverse, quickly touch each figure character or all the stuff that's coming out, and then I'm going to discuss my thoughts on just why so many at once, why are they doing all of this all at once, and how this is affecting the community and collectors and all this kind of stuff. But we're going to talk about this and more coming up. First off, I'm going to talk about the Talon Fighter. I think the Talon Fighter looks really good, and with that it does feel like vintage, but with an upgrade, modern upgrade to it, and be kind of curious to see how well a Masterverse figure fits in there and a Classics figure, because all of their vehicles have fit both scales. But the vintage one fits a Classics figure also because it's already so big. So looking at this, it works really well. It looks good. Makes use of the top of Point Dread when the Talon Fighter's not there. So that little double gun, that's pretty cool. They've utilized a plastic digital readout instead of cardboard inside of it, so this is a lot of fun. And you know, this one of my memories of Masters Universe when I was a kid was getting this, and this was one of those things that I had the castle, I had a bunch of figures. This came out as an add-on, and it just kind of got me interested in Masters Universe again. But it seemed like once this came, after this I really wasn't interested past this. This was the most exciting thing for me back in the day, and so of course I pre-ordered it. I think it's $45 to pre-order this guy, but it really hits all the marks, and I really think that getting a vintage one complete in good condition without broken wings and all that kind of stuff is going to run you close to $100. So to get this thing for $45 is a pretty good value, and I wonder if they kept a way to integrate it with the vintage one, or if it only integrates with the Origins castle. Next up, we've got what they call the Young King Randor, and some have said this is 2000X, some, I don't know. It looks a lot like it would be sort of the Battle King Randor, but anyway, looks pretty good overall, and I believe this one's a $20, the $19.99 price point, or $17.99 depending on where you get it, but looks pretty good. Thing about this is I'm going to be quoting prices from BBTS, so any that are like more than the $20 price point of BBTS is a deluxe, or for whatever reason a higher price, I will be pointing that out, but most of them are still in stock there. So this is the Snake Tila, and with that, she's simply just a repaint. She does come with a sword, it clips in her back, and she's got her staff and all that kind of stuff, so pretty cool overall. Doesn't come with a shield, so Snake Tila, and she looks good. She looks great. Just simply a repaint of what we already had before, and that's fine. Reuse of the mold, but there are going to be some people that don't really care about this, and other people that love this a lot. Now we got Snake Trooper here, so this is like the Horde Trooper, of course, with a snake head and repaint. And we've seen this before too, but it looks pretty good. And this is one of those things that I would have thought would have, sold out like crazy, but still up for order at BBTS and other places like that. So pretty cool though. If you missed the Horde Trooper, I think the Horde Trooper is still in stock. I think you can still get a Horde Trooper for $19.99. I'm not liking the $19.99 price point, by the way. I wish they were $15 again, or even $17, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Next up, we got Snake Armor Man-at-Arms, which is a good-looking version of Man-at-Arms, or a cash grab all at the same time. But it looks pretty good. It's cool. We've got some silver armor on there, and he's got like a gripping claw and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting to see him in different colors, and I get the vibe. When I look at this, I get the same vibe that I got from all of those mini comic versions, like we got with mini comic Trapjaw and the infamous mini comic Stratos. So I just get those same feeling and vibe from it, even though it's not the same thing. And then we've got the Eternian Guard here. So they put an Eternian Guard out in the past, and so this is a different one, I guess. Painted different colors and stuff. Now, it does look like he has vac metallized chrome for his weapons accessories, so that's pretty cool. And it looks to me like his armor's painted. It's got a nice shine to it, a sheen to it. So I don't know if it's painted or not, but still looks good overall. Next up is Mr. Squeeze. I'm betting this is going to be a lot of people's first handling of this figure, or first time they ever own this figure. And it's pretty interesting. Looks like he's got the bendy arm thing going on. He's got a snake with him, stuff like that. So somebody jokingly said that it's always the end of the line once they get to the Snake Man. It ends He-Man, the Masters Universe. But that's interesting that somebody would say that. But anyway, moving on. Next up, this has been on my top 10 needed list for a long time. And it is Spikor, and Spikor looks good. But the arm is a swappable attachment instead of going into his arm, which should have happened. They should have telescoped it into his arm instead of that. That doesn't seem like it would be that hard to have just his arm being something special this one time. But anyhow, I personally feel like they did it wrong. Shouldn't have been a swappable piece. Should have gone in his arm. It's different than some of the other ones. Mechanic, I mean, I would have still liked to see Mechanic do his thing. But anyway, this is what it is. Alright, so now we get into Slamurai, which is a really cool looking figure, and he's obviously just a complete and total recolor of Ninjor, but I'm okay with it. Now, the thing about his feet are more rounded instead of the spiky claw feet and stuff, so there are a few differences to this. The forearm pieces look a little bit different, the wrist pieces and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, he's mostly just a complete total recolor and the same accessories and stuff. Still really cool. I did pre-order 3 of this guy because he is that cool. I like the ninjas and stuff. He's got to go up against good old Ninjor and all that. So, pretty cool figure. I'm surprised he hasn't sold out yet. Speaking of selling out, I actually have my theories. I will share what I think, why stuff isn't selling out yet or selling out fast. But this is going to be this figure here is an Origins Deluxe Snake Face. Snake Face. And, I don't think I have the vintage version of this. I have a lot of vintage Snake Men, but like incomplete or broken or missing parts and stuff. Just got real cheap, and so it's gonna be kind of fun to get them proper, like sort of, and carded. That'll be nice. That'll be cool. And then next up we have this is an Origins Deluxe Dragon Blaster Skeletor. So he's $24 at BBTS. Some places now, if they show up in the stores, which we don't know yet if they will, Target or Walmart, they'd be like $21. So they'd be a couple bucks cheaper in the store. And this guy looks pretty good. Oddly enough, all of the Deluxes always seem to go on clearance. And that's funny. But I'm wondering about the way they're doing things now. Will they make enough quantity for any to hit clearance? But it does look pretty cool. I don't know if the head's going to shoot water or anything, if it has any action. It's Deluxe. I don't know why it would need to be a Deluxe, but anyway. So this Man of the Hour is Man E-Faces. So this looks a lot like the original one, but again, with the shiny look to the plastic, the blue. I don't know if it's painted. I don't know if that's blue paint on it. I doubt it, but it looks shiny like it's painted. Now this one, you can only get it at Amazon. I will link that down below where you could go get this at Amazon, but that's the only place I know of that you can get it is Amazon. I pre-ordered 2 so that I get free shipping, basically. That's why I did that. So, really think it looks a lot like the original one anyway, and it almost feels like a waste of my money, but its faces are different, and I know if I didn't get them, I'd probably regret it down the road. Alright, so here is Skeletor and Screech 2-pack. This is $29.99. The Origin Skeletor and Screech 2-pack. Exclusive, so I don't know where this is exclusive to. I pre-ordered it from BBTS. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but I like to keep my stuff in one place. It's not that I don't prefer BBTS to Entertainment Earth. If I can get a better price at Entertainment Earth, I go there. I just like the pilot loot system. I like how I could just kind of add a couple things here and a couple things there. At BBTS, it's easier. At Entertainment Earth, you've got to kind of like place everything at once and hope they have everything pre-ordered or in stock at once, and then place your order and then wait and see how things turn out. But this looks good. I like it. I don't really know about the coloration of the armor and stuff that's on Skeletor, but it's pretty much what you expect. I really feel like with these, though, if you already have the vintage one, it almost feels like why bother? So now we're into Mossman, which looks great. He's flocked and all that kind of stuff. He's going to come with the alternate weapon accessories versions of stuff for Beastman. So the yellow Beastman armor. And I think it's a Walmart exclusive, but we don't know when it's going to go up for sale. So whenever it goes up for sale, and I think it's like $22. He's Deluxe. He's considered Deluxe for some reason, I think. I believe, I haven't seen the listing myself, but I've just heard rumors here and there about it, and so when the listing goes up, I'll talk about it. But pretty cool. I like it. I just hope this means it actually shows up in Walmart stores too. This is the 4-pack of Origins Specialty Snakemen, which, let me just say this. This goes to show that they were gouging us, definitely gouging us, when they were doing those 4 He-Mans on Mattel Creations. Because those should not have been $150 when they could put this out for $64. Those other ones shared more parts, and these even have vac metallized kind of chrome swords and stuff like that. Anyhow, getting off that soapbox, I don't think $65 is a bad price for 4 figures. It gets them closer to the $15 mark for me. Now we're getting into the Ruler of the Sun 3-pack, which I don't know where to get these from. And my only negative, I think these look cool. My only negative is I just don't like the 3-packs. I don't like how they did the Target exclusive, like Battle Damage, Battle Cat, and He-Man. Those things are just so awkward and hard to store or display. And I would have rather these. I'm okay with it being a set of 3, but give us 3 carded figures, 3 individually carded figures. I would prefer that to a giant chunk of 3-pack. I just don't like that at all. But these look cool. I wish they were individually carded. Maybe because they might actually be individually carded. But we don't know where to order them yet or how much they're going to be. Here are the Skeleton Warriors. Are they Skeleton Warriors 2-pack? And not to be confused for the Skeleton Warriors toy line that I reviewed on Retro Wednesday a few months back. But this is really what a lot of people have been wanting. Pretty exciting. One thing is that they are $32, which 2 figures, slightly different decos with them. Not bad for $32. It makes them $15.50 a piece, $16 a piece. And then they do glow in the dark. They look really good, glowing in the dark. So here's what I did. I ordered 2 of these right away. And another trick that I do, when I order from BBTS, I order 1 item at a time, which it's plus and a minus. It can hurt you if you don't get your orders in fast enough and they sell out. But I do it because if I want to go back and cancel something, I can cancel it. It's a lot easier. You can still cancel with multiples in yours, but it's easier to keep track of in my head and what's going on. But anyway, glow in the dark, they look good. Went back and got a 3rd set. All right, next we're getting to the Masterverse stuff real quick. So this is Merman. I think Merman looks okay. He really does feel like that first Merman they put out, but they changed the head and changed some of the accessories, and bada bing, bada boom. I did not like the first Merman they put out. I like this better, but I like the classics way more. Or the Super 7. This one here, we have finally gotten a Masterverse version of Grizzlor. I do like the fur on him, so I prefer that to what I have on my version of Grizzlor for classics. So there's some cool stuff about him that makes him pretty good. He's a pretty good looking figure overall. Then we get into Buzz-Off, and Buzz-Off, I think he's okay. I do think he's a bit stylized, not quite as retro or Filmation as I would have liked, but better than having to pay $150 or $200 for a Classics one or whatever. So I'll take that, but a lot of people are like over the moon about this guy. I think he's okay. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's amazing, but he's not bad. I actually think that Faker is what I wanted in the first place. I think he looks pretty good. I'm A-okay with it. And I just pretty much like everything about it. I never liked the way the knees looked on these and the legs. But aside from that, I think the rest of him looks fantastic. He looks good. And his cut's going to be covered by his armor and all that. So, works really well for me. Clamp Champ, and so far all of these are the $23.99 price point at BBTS. Clamp Champ looks good. Pretty much what you'd expect. I really don't see any negatives to this guy. I think he looks exactly what you'd want for a Clamp Champ brought into the Masterverse or Classic scale. I think it worked fine. It looks great. Master of the Universe Horde Skeletor. Now this is when you start getting into just too many Skeletors, but I think he looks good though. So here's the weird thing: you throw a black cape and change his loincloth, and he looks really cool. I like him. So his color of his skin is like a weird purple, which I kind of dig. So overall, I like this. Of course, I pre-ordered it, so I'm pretty much everything I've talked about that's able to pre-order, I've pre-ordered, and so of course I pre-ordered this guy too. Prince Adam. So this is one of those things where people are discussing like should prince out and be a scrawny little boy, but this is based off the animation anyway, the modern animation, the Revelations. So yeah, it works, and I'm okay with it. And I also picked one of these up in the CGI version. I'm trying to get one of each CGI, which is getting hard because which one was it? I think it was Merman in CGI that is actually it's brand new and it's out of production. And I've gotten multiple emails from multiple places saying they're not going to have it. They're not going to have the order. This is a web store, which I think he looks fantastic. He doesn't have the gimmick where you pull the string and it pulls him up and all that kind of stuff, but he does have his grappling connect to his gun, and he's got the classics had this, I believe, because I don't have the classics one, so I don't know, but I think he did have those kind of claw pieces coming out of the back of his backpack and all that kind of stuff. Looks fantastic. Really good. I might have to go back and double dip and get a second one of these. Now we're getting into the deluxes, and so again, deluxes seem to go on sale for Masterverse deluxes. Almost all of them have. I bought every Masterverse deluxe somewhere on sale, even though I paid full price for my first one. I bought a second one on sale. We're going to talk about that here in a bit. But with that, he looks good. Much better than $200 on a classics one, in my opinion. And I think the face, he looks too young for me. Like it's too young of a face sculpt. But that's my only complaint. Everything else looks like I would expect of a Ram Man. Another deluxe figure is going to be Clawful, and I think he looks good too. I don't think he looks great. I think if you already have a classics one, either version, that you'd probably be happier with that than with this. But I don't think he looks bad. I think you got the option to sort of look classic, sort of, and then to spice him up, look like something else. So, I mean, I don't really have any issues with them, but I always want to go as close to Filmation. So, like, you can look at it and go, I know what Mike's going to say already. But I think he looks good, and if I didn't have the classics one, I did pre-order this, but I'd be more excited for it if I didn't have a classics. I think it'll fill in very well. So now we're getting into, is this the New Adventures Skeletor? So I've heard a lot of people asking where to order this, and of course, I don't know. And the thing about this is it feels like this figure's on a different buck. And he's skinnier, he's slimmer, so I don't know what's going on. But I think it looks cool. It's interesting, and I won't mind picking up one. And again, I'll talk more about that. But he looks pretty good overall. I think he's an alright figure. Now we get into Whiplash. Oversized Whiplash. And with that, I don't think I've pre-ordered. I'm looking at my pre-orders. I haven't pre-ordered this. So he's not at BBTS, so I don't know where you're going to get this guy yet. And he's supposed to be deluxe, so $35. So he's probably an exclusive somewhere, maybe Walmart, who knows? Maybe Target. I don't know yet. So as soon as I know, I'll let everybody else know. But pretty cool, pretty exciting. I think he looks great. I think he is a bit stylized. I would have liked a little more Filmation, but this is the route they're going, and I'm okay with it. Now, before I talk about Snake Mountain and zoom in on the picture, because I'm going to do that, I want to say that this is too much, and it's too fast. Or too much all at once. Or just too much. And why is that? Well, you would say, well, Mike, you would complain if there's not enough. You'd complain if there's too much. Well, I don't 100% know if I'm excited about every one of these releases. I'm pre-ordering one of each. Now, this is my plan. Pre-ordering one of each. If I find it in a store cheaper, I'll just cancel my pre-order before BBTS gets it in. If BBTS gets it in before I find it in a store cheaper, of course I'm just going to buy it and have it. And then if I find it cheaper at another store, find it on clearance or sell or something like that, then I'll pick up myself a second to open down the road for the clearance or cheaper price. So that's my strategy. That's how I'm doing it. What is this like? I didn't even do the math, but it's anywhere between $600 and $800 depending on how many multiples you ordered of some of these items. So with that, that's my strategy. Now, why are they doing this? Like, why are they like blitz? Well, we're not going to say a word about anything for 3 months or however many months it's been since they've talked about, had a live stream or something, and then all of a sudden, boom, here's all this. Now, it might be, we spent the last 3 months building all this portfolio up so we can launch it at once, okay? But is it all going to hit relatively at once? Because that would suck that within a few weeks you're laying out $800 on the low end, $300. On the high end, $800. If you just got two skeleton warriors, and you got a couple of a couple of Slamurais and you know, a couple of doubles and double and triple it up on some of these, but you could really get hit hard fast. I think they're doing it because this is a sign of the end of the line. I don't think this is a sign of they've got a bright future. This does not look like a sign of bright future. This looks like a last gasp before everybody quits or they quit. So that's what it feels like to me. But I'm excited for it. I'm on board. I'm supporting every bit of it. But I just think this whole tactic is weird. It's strange. It's stressful to collectors. And I've already seen YouTubers quitting the line because they feel like they can't afford to keep up. And I've seen other people that are only pre-ordering 1 or 2 or 3 figures, which I got to tell you, nobody or not that many people are pre-ordering 100% of this. And so almost none of it's selling out. I think it's a bad strategy. If they would have just released 6 or maybe 4 Origins and 4 Masterverse at the same time, would have made more sense. Now, for a quick zoom in on Snake Mountain, it looks a little bit different. It's not the greatest picture in the world, but it's all we've got, so there it is. Now, I have to say, it looks good. I like pretty much everything about this Snake Mountain that's got going on, and it's pretty exciting. So, it's going to only be $80, theoretically, is what I'm hearing. It's only going to be $80, and I think it's going to be a widespread release, and it's one of those that, in my prediction is, if it does hit Target stores, then it's going to go on sale. Like, BBTS still has the castle for like $85, so it's higher than a normal price. So I don't see them at BBTS clearancing this out for years down the road. But if it hits retail, I can see it going on sale or clearance and all that kind of stuff. But I would like to catch one on sale a little cheaper, but I would definitely support it at the $80 price point. And I forgot to talk about Slushhead. I don't even know who this is, by the way, and where to order it or who to get it from. But anyway, let me know what you think about the reveals. Did you pre-order any of this stuff? Did you pre-order all of it? Did you pre-order doubles or triples of anything like I did foolishly? And I can't explain my wife's face when I told her what I did. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think, because I want to get your input on all of this. Like and subscribe. So Dear Hanger out.
Nice drawing, Deluxe.
You taught me well, Father. Looks like we've got company.
So, He-Man, it's just you and me.
It's not too late to call this off, Skeletor.